Hi there, me again. I promised that after I went a little bit into the Hubud Lubud stuff that I would go into applications. And those who corresponded with me or know, follow the videos along know that I'm very much into self-defense. So the Hubud Lubud stuff was all very fluent. It was all about flowing, about familiarization with the lines and all that. Beautiful to look at stuff. And of course I'm very well aware that all this is very difficult to pull off under the gruesome and grim circumstances of a real self-defense event. So, what to do about that? And something that is valuable for real self-defense needs to be instantly practical. I will give you an example. If, say, I have a beautiful karate punch, that is not instantly practical. Because first of all, as we all know, it takes quite some time until we are able to perform that. And after that, before we haven't banged our fist to the wall, to the makiwara, to whatever it is we use to condition our fist, for at least a year, we are going to injure ourselves with that. So this, while in itself a powerful technique, cannot be applied immediately. Also, even if I can teach to do that in an afternoon, the ability to pull that off under quote-unquote real life circumstances does only come with a lot of practice. And what to do? And I finally found my way, like many others, to World War II combatives, as taught by Sykes, Applegate, Fairbairn, and the late Mr. Sestari. And basically what I tried is a synthesis of the World War II combatives and some other stuff that I know. So today I'm going into the basics of World War II combatives. I will give you the view of what I mean. Now, what was that all about? The first thing was the axe-hand blow. With a drop step. The second thing was a chain jab and another step and uppercut done with a heel of palm. Now, that's all. That's more than enough for most circumstances, if done properly. Now, what does that mean? The first thing is, if awareness and avoidance fails, if talking my way out fails, basically if I say, "Sir, I don't want to fight," if the guy makes another step, I may safely assume he means me no good. He doesn't mean me well. And in that case, I don't bother to waste any time with defense. I attack viciously, concussively, aggressively. And I do that with an axe-hand blow. A backhand blowing, delivered with a drop step. So, with my full body weight. And as you can see, I haven't even landed my foot. That is the whole idea behind the drop step. I land my full body weight with a blow. The way to teach, or to learn that, is to go against the wall. Did you hear the boom slap? First hit, then the foot drops. If you don't want to hit the wall because it drives the nails crazy, you may also train it like this. You hear it? First. So, that. You drop into it. You also go low. You are hidden behind that. Then, a few blows just out of the arm and a little hip turn. From the front, I'm hidden behind my elbow. A few blows. Now I'm going forward with a chin jab. Look from the side. Something like this. I'm driving off. Maybe I'm even going for another drop step. Using that to send the knee to places where it's really good for me and bad for the other guy. So that's what we have. A drop step, an axe-hand blow with a full body weight, a cover behind the elbow, some axe-hand blows out of the arm, a chin jab, and an uppercut. All that can end up in a tiger claw going into the eyes, bringing the guy down. I'd love to demonstrate all this on a partner, and that will come. So this video is just an overview of things to come. Of course, what do I hit with my axe-hand blow? Everything I already showed that around here. Maybe I hit the temple, good. Or I hit the carotid artery. I get the immediate knockout if I do that. I break the collarbone. Who cares? I just hit the guy. Hit him repeatedly. Go for the chin jab. Go down with my tiger claw. If that isn't enough, the knee. So this is very vicious, and you see, although it's simple, it is actually very concept-based. The great beauty of that is it is immediately useful. I don't need any kind of conditioning of my hand. It's irrelevant whether I have a nice karate hand, whether I have a tegatama, whether I have some kind of internal martial arts palm. Irrelevant. Even if my thumb sticks out, it doesn't matter. This kind of thing is useful the second you learned it. And it takes only a few repetitions to get that right with the drop step. Ah! Also that, not difficult. Also that, look at it. If, that's all. So none of those motions are difficult. So if I teach, or have you trained that in an afternoon, or have a student train that in an afternoon, they know how to defend themselves rather well. And the way how this fuses with the Hubud Lubud, or with the pushing hands from Tai Chi, or the Chisao, is interpreted more in the JKD way. That is, what if the other guy somehow knows how to defend himself? Let's say I attack with an axe-hand blow. I already said in my video on footwork, I can have a right forward stance, I can have a square stance, or I can have a left forward stance with different weight distributions. So can the other guy. And he can either have a right lead, or a left lead, or square lead with hands up, or a square lead with hands down. That's it. Say he has a right lead, and blocks me with that. What do I do then? Say he has a left lead, blocks me with that. What do I do then? That is where the Hubud Lubud comes into play. In other words, my primary game plan is to hit the man violently. And the flow drills come into play the second the other guy knows something is not taken as much by surprise as we would like. The second, he efficiently fights back. Because in the end, all that is going to happen in a few split seconds, up to maximum 2 or 3 seconds. More such encounters normally don't take. And that is all the time we have. I'd love to demonstrate more on a partner. I can't. So I will instead go a little bit into the intricate details of the drop step. The drop step, we stand in any natural kind of position. Step, drop. Yeah, exactly, something on footwork. Of course, we can do nice footwork, sliding footwork, all that kind of stuff. But that kind of stuff doesn't work on the street there is gravel, on stairs. So the only kind of footwork that works in a real life environment, excluding the ring and the octagon, which have very flat and smooth floors, but in any self-defense environment, only actual steps will do the trick. So raise the foot, fall forward, drop on your foot. No fear that we lose our balance, because that is basically just an exaggeration of how we walk anyway. If I miss the guy, I still catch myself, because if I do the drop step together with the axe of hand blow, see, it's almost at the same time, in slow-mo. Bang, bang. And that is how we can practice it. Left hand and right hand. Just like that. And always the arm lands a fraction of a second before the foot. This alone may save your bacon. Because most likely, if we hit full force and go inside, I have to calm myself down, because a certain mindset comes along with it, a very aggressive mindset necessary to survive such encounters. If we go into it several times, we will probably hit somewhere here, which in all likeliness will give me a knockout. If it doesn't, then we have the change out, we have the knee, and we have an uppercut with a heel of palms. Note, no fists, only stuff that can be used immediately. Now, when we know the drop step from an almost standard hanging position, we may want to practice that from a position where we have our hands in our pockets. Because we do not always walk around like this. I mean, come on. Who walks around at the bus stop like this? I mean, if we did that, the guys with the white shoes and the nice vests would come pretty quick, wouldn't they? So, or we have our hands in our trousers. Or we are leaning somewhere. Maybe we are leaning at the wall. Something comes up. And we can practice all that. So it is 4 things to practice. A drop step with a violent backhand, hitting, going forward like this, maybe going forward again while using the step to knee the guy. Hopefully in the family jewels, but if I knee the thighs or something else, or just miss and step beside him, that's good. If I step on his foot, okay. And the camera person says, battery is low. But I think I got across what I meant. If you go for self-defense, it must be explosive, concussive, violent. We had a slight camera glitch, and I don't know what exactly is still on the camera and what not. So, if you need a kind of a format, drop step and hit from the front, drop step and hit from the other side, drop step and hit from behind, drop step and hit. Notable points: the hit hits before the foot lands, and it should be a nice drop. After the drop step and hit, several axe hand blows, more or less from the shoulder and the arm. I'm always hiding behind the elbow. After I did that, I'm really pulling through, pulling through, pulling through, pulling through, and not letting this hand just hanging around.